Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast that has a website called makeastay.com where you can find all of our links, including the link to our store where our producer, Jeanette, makes all the art, and it's wonderful. And you can buy our merch there, or you can join the Discord and listen in live to these recordings and watch the stuff with us. Like tonight, we watched SKZ Code and watched the boys in Jeju Island. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did stuff. And you can be here with us right now doing the same thing. Makeastay.com.
Makeastay.com. All right. So bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Also, I'm Phil. And that's Tom.
I'm Tom.
Yeah, and we watched. Yeah, he's right. We watched a little Jeju Island. Tom, how you doing tonight? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's hard to really, like I'm compartmentalizing really hard right now.
Yeah.
Because obviously like the podcast is going great. I love that. My home life never really changes because it's always awesome. So that's always good. Except Anna's really sick right now. So, I mean, that kind of sucks, but she's sleeping it off. And we got our medicine and all that. So that's good.
That is good.
My my entertainment social life kind of stuff, like with World of Warcraft, is like going really well. So that's very happy. And then over here in this little compartment that is very big because it takes up so much of my time is work. And
that's not a good thing.
It's been better. So
yeah. Can't they just let you slack off? So that because you're gonna leave anyway, like in a couple months. Like,
man, I would love for that to be the case. Oh, but one thing did happen recently that is good news. And I mentioned it. I know that I've mentioned it to you. I'm sure I've mentioned it on the podcast where like they had me on this watch bill for like some events that are coming up, and I was like, you guys really should not have me on this watch bill because like I need time. And you guys are gonna take that away from me if you leave me out. But they took me off, so that's good.
Good.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it was really, really convenient.
Yeah. Well, that's handy.
I have a story to tell you about something that happened today, but I don't know if I want to put it on the podcast. I mean, we can. It's completely work related, so like it's not really has nothing to do with Stray Kids or whatever. But what would this podcast be if not off topic all the time? Yeah,
that's true. That's a good point. I mean,
I'm sure some people can relate to this. Maybe
you're on a peninsula.
Yeah,
it's basically the same.
In your job, in your work environment, has anyone ever like given you solutions to problems that you didn't create, but like should be handled by somebody else?
Give me solutions to problems I didn't create and should like told me that I should try these solutions to fix something that I didn't cause.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure that has happened. And I don't do that.
Yeah. So we had this training today where this guy came in and basically was like, I evaluate the human error element in what causes like casualties and mishaps and stuff like that,
Right.
And here's what I've come up with as like viable solutions to, where all of these problems exist, whether that be like fatigue, so like adjust your schedule to get enough sleep. And that may mean like adjusting the ship schedule. So like you're shifting like when turnover happens or when meal hours happen or when, certain events happen and stuff like that. And he's going on and so just talking about all these different things that are, in all honesty, great solutions. Right. But he's telling this to a room of like first classes and below,
You have no ability to affect that change.
Right. Like everyone in this room is like, yeah, that would be great. And then he's like, any questions? And so, of course, I raised my hand and I was like, yeah, who else are you teaching this to? Are you teaching this to anybody else? Or is it just like this demographic here? And he's like, oh, yeah. I teach it to, we teach it to like the chief's mess and the wardroom and like, some other people sometimes. And I was just, but then he went off on like this tangent and then didn't come back to me. But I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, go teach it to the fucking, COs, the captains, the commodores, the admirals. They're the people that you need to fucking teach this shit to.
They're the ones who are going to make this. Wow. That's great.
Yeah, so that was like an hour and a half of my time wasted because someone wanted to be like, here's solutions that you can implement, but wouldn't they be great?
Yeah, wouldn't it be great if that worked that way? But it doesn't, so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Great.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
And then one of the officers in my chain of command, he came up to me later and he was like, I know what point you were making. You can't implement the changes, but you know what you can do? You can be annoying. You can just annoy the shit out of everyone. And then maybe it'll change. And I was like, sir, I appreciate that solution. However, I leave in 3 months. So I'm in the I don't give a fuck anymore mode,
I hope you literally said
I did. Yeah, I don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah. I'm in the I don't give a fuck phase of my career on this ship. So go suggest it to somebody else, please. Like, yeah, that's great. Well, that's fun. Yeah, man, I don't know what it is with people who like don't know who you are, because I don't know. Yeah, I get invited to meetings sometimes and I'm just like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Why are you telling me this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I have a tendency now to just be like, hey, talk to this person.
Right.
Like the first thing out of my mouth as soon as somebody starts to try and tell me like, oh, is this a thing you can do? Because like I used to, people would bring me like new things for me to do and they'd be like, hey, can you do this? And I would just be like, oh yeah, of course. But now I'm like old and jaded and I'm like, no, absolutely not. That is beyond our scope. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So, it's fun. Yeah. Anyway, so we watched SKZ Code.
Yeah, we did.
We watched SKZ Code episodes 22 and 23. The boys still on Jeju Island. We didn't get any of the like direct promotional stuff in these episodes, so that was a positive change. It's good. I mean, a little bit in a way, because like the activities they did, like swimming in a pool, seeing the ocean, shopping for Jeju Island meat, and
doing pull-ups.
Doing pull-ups, fishing. Yeah. I think you can do pull-ups anywhere. I don't think you have to be on Jeju Island for that. But going fishing.
Were they doing pull-ups or were they doing chin-ups? I think they were. It's based on the position of your hands. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know the difference, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Maybe they're doing pull. I don't know.
Maybe you're doing pull-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were in the pool. The last episode ended with them in the pool about to finish one of the competition where they had to take the headband off, and they just very first thing out the gate showed us Bangchan wins. So that was that. And then they had a swimming competition. They were doing pull-ups. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, wonderful. Jeanette with the great contribution. Yeah, so they had a swimming competition, same teams as last time, and but the last two were going to be Han versus Lino, and they both had to be in the inner tubes, which I was impressed with Felix's swimming ability, and obviously Bangchan, like he's like. I mean, when they they showed it when we watched the Finding Stray Kids episode when they were in Australia and then went to his house. They showed like he has all of these ribbons and medals from being in swimming. Like, so yeah, if he's not good at it still, like that would be shocking.
It would, yeah.
But he did amazing. And so he did really good, but it really came down to Han and Lino, and Han, like, out the gate was like beating. Lino was just sitting still. Basically, he decided to start walking across the pool because he couldn't actually kick his legs and get across. But one of my favorite parts of this was, you know, Lino's like walking, Han is coming back, and Lino just grabs his tube and it's like, "Nope, you're coming with me. You're not going to tag in." And so they started from the back again, and had to come back across the pool, and it really was a lot closer than I thought it would be. But Han won, so 3 Racha as a whole won, and so they were going to have to go shopping at the grocery store. And then they did a competition between the 3 other members of Lino's team to see who would be going shopping with him. So that was Sungmin, Felix, and Ian. And they held their breath for a decent amount of time, like 20, 30 seconds for most of them, and then 48 seconds for Felix, which is fine. I think that's a fine amount to be holding your breath for a competition like that. Like, you know. But Sungmin ultimately failed to hold his breath and had to go shopping with Lino, which I don't want to say it was awkward. I feel like they were fine in their silence, but there was so much silence that the editing team is like mocking them, like oh, the silence is back again.
Whatever, man. You know, that's. Like, I don't know. That's bullshit, though, because, like, sometimes, even when we hang out, like, in person, we've done this, where we've been in the same room, and we don't fucking talk. And it's not like we don't want to talk to each other. It's just that, like, you don't have to be talking all the time.
Right. It's not required.
You can just exist with your buddy. And
they live together.
Fine.
I mean, it's fine for them they don't have to be talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know.
Yeah.
They're around each other all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's whatever. And but you know, they got a bunch of meat. They got just so much meat. They did not pack their groceries efficiently. But the editors were like, "Oh yeah, Lino had to carry bags because the cart was full."
Yeah,
so.
I looked at that cart. It was not full. If that were my cart, I don't care how smushed shit gets. It's all going in there. You know?
Yeah, right.
Unless it's bread and fruit. Those are the exceptions. Anything else, I don't care, right? Smash it together, do whatever. But the fruit and the bread, obviously, they go in the little, you know, the baby seat, you know what I'm talking about? The little fold-out part, you know, in the top, in front of the where your hands are.
I do know, because I put my kids in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eggs,
although
too.
Logan's too big. He goes in the front.
Yeah, eggs, too. Eggs below the bread. That's how it goes. You get the eggs.
Eggs are worth more than gold at this point.
Yeah, they are. It's crazy. I went and got a burrito the other day, and the guy, like, normally it's like $8, and he said like $2.45, and I was like, oh shit. And he's like, no, sorry, not $2.45. That'd be insane with egg prices right now. And I'm like, that would be insane, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Luckily, Jeanette went to Costco today. And got us a big old stack of eggs. So, which is helpful because, you know, we had to do this whole thing where Logan ate eggs for the first time at the doctor's office so that they could monitor him for like anaphylaxis and stuff. Yeah. And he passed, so he can have eggs now.
Hell
and
yeah.
so we've been having eggy things a lot.
Do you think that will happen with, because he's allergic to peanuts? Right?
Yeah, so I think so.
Do you think there's a time when like you can do that same thing at the doctor's office and like
so we already have it planned out. Like he's gonna get another test, like a skin and blood test in July, and if he's like negative enough, if the reaction is not there, then we'll get him in for the same deal, and they'll just test him, and if he passes, then we get to take Peanut off of there. So yeah.
Well, that'll be good. Certainly better to ensure that he can actually take it instead of just being like, you know, well, you're gonna do it anyway, even though it makes you uncomfortable, and then later on you find out like, no, it does actually hurt him, like your brother, you know.
Yeah. Well, peanuts you do not want to fuck with.
No,
peanut allergy will kill you. So, We
die.
like literally at his school, like we have EpiPens, like the nurse has EpiPens for him just in case. Like he just says the things you have to deal with when you're a parent. And it's funny because like the last time, not like this fall, but like the year before, we got him blood tested for both egg and peanut, and the peanut was totally negative. And so we were like, we kind of relaxed a little bit about like not having peanut butter in the house, not having peanut things. We still didn't feed those things to him, but we were like, I'm not so worried about exposure, like if he has no reaction. But then this last summer when we had him tested, he was like he was like on the cusp, even the blood test. And so it's like, God damn it. Like, we were so close.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Do you think maybe like when it did come back like totally negative, like testing the waters would have been a good thing to do, or, you know, like give him a peanut?
I don't know. Maybe, but you know, I wouldn't have wanted to do that without being like, if we had, I don't know, thought about it at the time, what we would have done is like after he tested negative, we would have just scheduled him a new appointment to have them check again.
Right.
And then do that. But instead we just dragged our feet and then waited way too long. So yeah, he was right. That's true. They don't actually do a peanut challenge for kids who are 2, because he was like 2 years old when that happened.
That's
so
fair. A peanut challenge.
It's whatever. That's what they call it.
I mean,
It's a
I'm
challenge.
sure that's
It's an
what it's
allergy
called.
challenge.
It's just funny to me. Like,
Yeah.
see if you can eat peanuts,
challenge.
buddy.
Yeah. So anyway, Lino and Sungmin get back from the grocery store, and they have lots of meat, and so they cook it all up. They have a big old meal out in the backyard, and they've got a big table, and of course they're facing the crew and the cameras, and they have a bunch of noodles first, which was looked delicious. I love those noodles, and noodles in general, because Italy. And then they had some competitions to see who would. They were the punishment was to sing. So that was cool.
Yeah.
So we got to see some karaoke. I mean, some of it just kind of came up naturally, right? Just people singing into the microphone.
They do. That's like
right. Yeah, right.
That's just
yeah, right.
Remember, it was a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly like what show we were watching or, you know, what it was, but they were like, they had like a day to go out to like a fun park, you know, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 of them were like, what are we going to do? We're going to go to the karaoke section and sing karaoke. And I'm just like, really? You can do anything else but what you do for a living, and you're going to go do that.
That happened multiple times. I believe it even happened, and it may be what you're referring to, is during the survival show.
Yeah,
because you had one group that went and had the fried chicken at Han River, and the other group went to karaoke. So
yes,
yeah. So all the way back, yeah, they love it. So you know, whatever. It's kind of cool. And actually, like while we were watching it, I was like, I think that I need to, because they have those, you know, the Bluetooth microphone with the speaker on it and everything. And I've been looking for a solution because Apple released an update for iOS that makes it so you can turn down the vocals on songs. So you can just, with songs, you can just hit that button, turn down the vocals, and sing over the instrumentals. And you can, it's
cool.
like, it's got a little like volume slider, so you can like have a little bit of backing track or none at all. And I was like, this is great, but like we don't really have like a first party solution for doing it. You know what I mean? Like for actually like putting it on the Apple TV and then having like 2 Bluetooth mics or something. Like that's not a thing that exists. And I'm like, well, we created this thing to sing, and the expectation seems to be, oh, you just sing at your phone. And I'm like, but like, that's not how you do this. Like,
yeah,
but maybe if I had like a Bluetooth mic, like what they're using, that's a way to do it. I don't know. Yeah. All I know is that I can't do it on the Switch anymore. That's what we used to do for like holidays and stuff. Is we would bring the Switch over to Jeanette's parents' house, and I have there's a Japanese karaoke app, and we bought like we bought some yen eShop cards, and we would basically we bought like a $20 one, and that's lasted us like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because we would just.
Didn't you have a karaoke machine? I feel like you have.
I have like a karaoke. Yeah, I have that. But we would have to like hook up a computer and all this stuff. So it was just easier to bring the Switch around. And but then 1 year, I think it was 2 years ago, somebody, not going to name names, pulled down the Switch off of a shelf, and it fell onto the ground, and it's still cracked on the back.
No.
So yeah, it's so bad. Not going to name names. Jeanette's mom. and then they, here's the thing, is that they put it back up on the shelf, and they're like, ugh, but it's still working. So, and then accidentally pulled it down again, like immediately after. And like I had just gone to pee for a second, and I could hear the clattering, and I'm going like, oh my God, you know. Yeah. So cool. But you know, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
Some of the games were hard for me to discern or understand. Like they had one where they were like counting, and they had to clap on certain numbers, and it was over really fast. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's over.
Are you talking about the one where who was it that lost? Was it Hyunjin? Or are you talking about the one where they...
No, the one that Lino lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lino lost it. Yeah.
The one that Hyunjin lost was the one where they had to like say their...
They had to say their SKZ name, yeah. And then they had to say it a certain number of times. And he said a SKZ name, but then forgot to list a number, so he lost. And then we got to hear him sing a little bit. Han's song I thought was really funny. Kind of reminded me of God, what's his name? Oh man, what is his name? It was on the tip of my tongue. It was on Lonely Island, the Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton, yes, like the rasp that he used in his voice when he was singing totally gave me like Michael Bolton vibes.
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty great. I thought it was pretty funny.
You can just go by Mike.
Yeah, it was that was interesting. That was fun. But the legendary game that they played on this episode was or actually I believe it was the next episode. So Lino was called the MVP, not the VIP, although he is pretty important. He was called the MVP, and for becoming the MVP, he was allowed to pick 3 members that would go and catch fish in the morning for their breakfast. And he decided to have them compete for it, and for the final spot, he had them play the Cleopatra game, where they all have to say the same phrase, and each time they have to go up a note, which eventually devolved into just screaming. I mean, so bad. However, like the legendary part for everyone among Stay is Felix doing it at the highest pitch we've ever heard him make, which is really funny. I thought what I really liked about Felix's ability to get there to do the high note is that the first couple of notes for the first couple of words he says comes through very clearly, but then like the latter half is like really raspy. Like like it's very clearly a struggle for him to stay up there for that long. At least at that time. We're gonna hear him sing a little later, so we'll see how he does, because we're not done with the SKZ Replay album. Yeah, so it was pretty amazing. They did make him try again, because they were like, I don't know, that wasn't as good, and then he tried again and was pretty amazing. I thought he did good. So the following day, everybody's sleeping, but the three members who ultimately had to go were Hyunjin, Sungmin, and Han. Which, I mean, you would have thought that Han would have been better at fishing, since he was like the god of fishing in Finding Stray Kids season 2, but turns out maybe there's a difference in ocean fishing and fishing at like a little like fishing place. I don't know. Yeah. Just maybe there's a slight difference.
Just a little bit.
I loved this. I thought it was funny. There's like a small moment that always catches my eye, which is just like Sungmin was really concerned about the camera guy getting too close to the edge of the boat, and so he's like, I'll stand over here, come over this way, come this way, you know, and like pulls him back so that you know, he doesn't doesn't fall over the edge. I don't think he was gonna fall over the edge, but you know, like it just shows a little bit like kind of fourth wall break, like they care about the crew, you know.
It's it may come as a surprise to some people, but it is difficult to fall off a boat. And I think the easiest way to think about it is imagine that you're standing in the center of a room, right? Mm-hmm. How much stability you have over your movement. Now imagine that you're standing at the edge of that room. Nothing has changed. You have the same amount of stability, right? It's just that you're at the edge, so you feel like you don't. That's the only difference.
Yeah, I don't know. But this guy was walking backwards while looking through a camera, so
I think it was fine.
Yeah, I think it was fine too. I'm sure that he was aware of his surroundings, but I just thought it was a sweet moment. I also like that the fisherman who was like their guide like laughed at Sungmin for not knowing that the fish he caught was a sea bream. He's like, "What do you mean? This guy he can't recognize a sea bream. This is hilarious." Like, so funny. Yeah. I don't know. That was pretty great. But they had some fun, but were exhausted by the time that they got back, and brought all the fish in and then just collapsed on the floor. Most of them, and then and fell asleep. Sungmin laid down on the couch, and Changbin kept poking him in the nose. Meanwhile, while all that was going on, Lino, of course, was leading the crew in getting the kitchen prep going, and then Bangchan tried to play with his drone, didn't work out, and instead played the ukulele, and they played like a bunch of little songs, made up some lyrics. It was really fun. Mm-hmm. So who would win in a Cleopatra game between Tom and Phil?
I think Phil.
Jeanette says I would. Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure Phil would, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would. Considering that like Jeanette and I's like go-to karaoke song is I Believe in a Thing Called Love by the Darkness. Yeah. So
I know that to be true.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, at the Blizzard. What was it? The 20-year or 25-year anniversary holiday party.
Yeah. The big one. Yeah. We did that. I think Frank was in the room. He doesn't work at Blizzard anymore.
Frank Pierce.
Yeah, Frank Pierce.
Frank Pierce, I think, is like one of the ones that I liked the most out of like the whole gaggle of, you know, the older guys. He was very straightforward. Yeah, he's straightforward, but he's also just like, if you look up like his charity work and all that, like he's a solid dude.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. I wish he had recognized the other issues that were going on at Blizzard while he was there and made some changes while he was there. But what are you going to do? Yeah. Anyway, so they ate some fish. They had a good time. It was great. Everybody had fun. I loved the little songs that they made up when they were prepping their breakfast. But it was good. I loved it. Very good episode. It ends, but we don't end. We get to listen to new music because we're still on. Oh, I closed out of the watch together, but I got it. It's right here. Oh. It's because the link was still up.
I'm still in it.
I hope I'm still an admin. So we're going to. Yeah, it's fine.
Pause.
I am because I was able to pause it. We are going to hear the next song on the. Should
we do that tonight, or should we call it for the night and record this stuff another time?
What do you mean?
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
You better be teasing.
I'm teasing. Look at everyone in chat right now, so mad. They're just like, no.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, we're gonna listen to the fourth song, which is "Love Untold" by Hyunjin, and it's gonna be good. Okay. All right, Tom. That is "Love Untold." What'd you think?
That's a bop.
Is it a bop? I was thinking it was a ballad.
Well, so I was thinking, okay, I'm with you there. There was part of me that was thinking this is a ballad, but I was kind of like, doing a little dance to it, like you could move, you could like,
it's a vibe.
You could
for sure
bop your head to that song, as it were. Therefore, I believe it's a bop.
All right, fair enough.
A ballad, you just you soak it.
Cry.
A ballad, you want to just take it in. A bop, you want to like get into it. It's a groove, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
But not so much like a banger is, So it's a bop.
Like, have you ever listened to? I don't remember the artist name. You remember Filthy Frank, like the YouTube guy? You don't know what I'm talking about? No. Okay, well, anyway, he's like a well-known musician now.
Okay.
I don't remember his name, so this isn't very helpful, but like that, Joji. Yeah. Do you know Joji?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, anyway, he's got some like ballady, slow type of pop music, and so I thought like, that is more ballady than this for sure. So that's why it was my way of agreeing with you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, anyway, I think it's good. This is one of the songs on here that I really hadn't listened to very much because every time that I would start the album, I would start it from Connected and let it play through, and then I would just get to where I was going and wouldn't be able to finish this. So it's fine, but it's just, I don't know. It's competing with a heavy hitter because I love Connected so much, but it's a totally different song. It is interesting that it's like a song about kind of like unrequited love because you can't like confess your feelings. And I'm like, I feel like it's like the third song they've done that's like that. And I'm going like, I wonder if it's like,
are they trying to say something
I haven't watched very much Korean drama. I haven't, but in like Japanese dramas and even in like romance anime, right? Like it's always like, oh, I can't confess my feelings, and then like at the very end they touch hands and everyone's like, ooh, like, and so I assume there might be something similar in Korea.
Well,
maybe that's like
maybe it's an idol kind of thing, because like don't they have dating bands? And so maybe they meet somebody and they're really into them, but like they literally can't do anything about it. So
I guess that is a perfectly good perspective. Yeah, they are actually old enough now. Their dating ban is over.
Right, it is now, but they still accumulated these feelings over the years.
That's true. Yeah, they can still use that for like inspiration and stuff. So, yeah, yeah. Unrequited Love is so popular. It's such like a popular thing, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
The next song that we're going to be enjoying is one by Han. And it's called Run.
Oh.
So you better run, okay?
I hate running.
Oh, no. Well, I hope that you like the song Run then.
To be honest, I don't even like walking too much.
What?
Yeah, man.
You just want to...
The parking lot for where we are right now, like the walk to the ship is like 10 minutes, man. I've been thinking about bringing my scooter. I have an electric scooter. I've been thinking about just putting it in my trunk and then just like using my scooter to get from my car to the ship and then from the ship to my car.
Wow.
Just so I don't have to walk it, because I mean, it's like, it's not that far, but like, it's so annoying, man. Especially when we've been on better piers where it's like a minute walk,
Right. Yeah.
So this one is just awful.
That's too bad.
Yeah. I might do
Well,
that.
anyway, let's hear what
start using
Han
my
has to
scooter.
say about it. Let's see what he has to say about it. It's going to
Maybe
be
I'll
good.
get a skateboard.
Run. 어디든 숨 막히지 않은 곳으로 가 run run yeah 덜 떨어진 모습 다 숨기고 run Another highway 목적지는 안정할래 그래 지구상에 나는 쉴 곳이 없을까 무작정 두 발로 뛰어나같이 계속 run.
All right, that is Run by Han. What'd you think?
That's a bop.
It is a bop. It's got quite the vibe to it. Very kind of even keeled throughout, like not a real change up in there too much other than the vocals. But I don't know. It's not shocking to hear lo-fi. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely very Han. What with it being a song all about like running away, like wanting to run away from the problems in the world. But yeah, it's it's good. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Han, not as sad as he normally is. Not sad, but could be worse.
Yeah. It's an interesting like shift from how he acts like on the shows and stuff, because he's just so like goofy and silly all the time.
Yeah, high energy constantly.
Very different from his music.
For sure. A hundo. And even like when he's on like Chan's room and stuff, like he's like the energy is crazy. Yeah, like 100%.
Yeah, no, I mean I got you. I just
you
never
get
heard you say something like that.
Look, it's shut up.
Yeah. You gotta adapt, with the times.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I'm young yet. Okay, I can learn new words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've talked about this. Old people using new people slang.
For sure.
I'm not calling you old. Just so you know.
You're not calling me old.
Oh, sorry. Let me correct. Older people using people that are younger than them's slang.
Why do I feel like older people is worse than old people?
People who may or may not be of a elevated age group than those who be saying stuff.
Yeah, all right.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hundo. Anyway.
Yeah. What I do know is that the last song that we're going to listen to tonight from this album is by Felix, who, of course, is my bias. Now, I don't want to really introduce anything to you about this song other than it's called Deep End.
Okay.
And it's by Felix. So let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Okay.
If you hadn't changed, then I'll still be by your side. If I give you one last chance, can we go back again?
Honestly.
All right, Tom, that's Deep End. What'd you think?
That's a banger. No, I'm kidding. It's that's definitely a ballad. But it's very I mean that is some impressive vocal range work going on there.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. I was shocked when it came out. Like, I feel like there were a lot of songs that I was like really excited to hear, but obviously, you know, Felix bias, I'm gonna want to hear the Felix song.
Yeah.
And so it was the first song I played on the album, and I was just like blown away. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's not like even a song, the type of song that I would normally just like, oh, I'm going to get in the car and play Deep End. Like, I don't feel that sad. So,
Right.
but it's just like, it really is a treat to see how hard he's been working on his abilities as a singer, and how much more confidence he's been able to build to be able to sing at these like higher tones.
Yeah.
And just the madness that is the harmonies, where you get to hear like his low tone behind him singing in falsetto is incredible. I just anyway, it's a super sad song. It's like reading his diary entry, and I'm just like
I guess the problem that I have with this song and with other songs like it is that, like, I want to listen to it in appreciation of Felix's voice, but I'm not interested in the content. You know, like emotionally, I'm not invested.
Right.
Because I don't want to feel that way.
Right. No, I get it. Yeah.
So it may, like, I don't want to listen to the song, but at the same time, I want to listen to Felix. So it's conflicting.
Right. It is conflicting, but I don't know. It's good. I still play it. You know, sometimes, just like some of the like the Sungmin OSTs, like sometimes I just want to like hear someone sing well, you know, and so I want to put it on. But you know, when it's time to get work done, it's all bangers and bops, you know. So it's but it's good. It's fun. But that's not the last thing we're doing, actually.
It's not. Because we're in the present.
We're in the present, okay? Yeah. And that means that we get to watch the trailer that just dropped today.
You're goddamn right. We're no longer in the past. We're not living in the past anymore. This is present, future almost. Well, actually,
it'll be a week old when this comes
when people
out.
Listen to this, it'll be the past. But it's the present today.
I get it uploaded to our Patreon faster than the day before. Anyway, so we're gonna watch the main trailer for the first full album that Stray Kids has released in Japan, called The Sound.
The Sound.
You ready?
Did I mention? I remember that we talked about how the Japanese album is coming out. Did I tell you how I feel about that? I don't know if we mentioned that.
I don't know. I don't.
I remember having these thoughts. I don't remember communicating them.
Tell me, how do you feel about it?
Well, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like when I am initially introduced, I think we talked about this in the car actually when I was there. When I'm introduced to the Korean version, I'm gonna obviously prefer the Korean version. It's kind of like when you watch anime. And like the way that I watch Trigun, right? I watch Trigun in English because that's how I first watched it. And so that's what makes sense to my brain. So like if I hear a song in Korean and then I hear it in Japanese, I'm not going to like the Japanese version as much as I like the Korean version. Yeah,
same. That happens to me all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but these are Jeanette's right. We should watch that. But they already released one of the tracks is going to be a Japanese version of Case 143, and they released a music video for it already, which is we talked about this. I feel like when we did Circus, right? Is that like Japanese comebacks are weird, right? Because this album comes out, what is it, February 20th, and we're here in January 22nd. Okay, February 22nd. But we're here in January, and they're already releasing the teaser, and it's like weeks away. And like for Circus, like I feel like it was like 2 weeks before the album actually dropped that they released the title MV. So so weird. I felt like it was really strange. But anyway, let's watch the trailer and then we can talk about it on the other side. Let's do that. Okay, Tom, that was the main trailer for The Sound. What'd you think?
It's interesting.
It is interesting. I'm skipping around a little bit in it.
I like that little L-shaped piano.
Yeah, that was interesting. Here we are. Let me go back. I gotta jump back.
You trying to go back to where
I was trying to read what's on the cassette.
Oh.
Yeah. DJ MLU. I don't know.
Is it a J? I think.
It's an L. DLMLD. DLMLU. Okay. I don't know what that means, but
Delulu.
That's that. Okay, my brain immediately was like, Delulu. It says Delulu. Clearly it doesn't, but I think we're gonna get. I know this is hard to believe. I think we're gonna get a banger on this one.
Yeah, I wonder if the sound that we're hearing in the teaser is like part of a song on the album.
Yeah, the piano going in the background, I feel like it feels like the rhythm of a song, and at the very beginning there's a lot of bass that doesn't sound like there's like parts of like the Thunderous trailer or the Ordinary trailer where it's like really like big bassy loud, just kind of not like parts of a song. But I feel like at the beginning of this trailer, like the bass at the beginning of that, and it carried that piano rhythm through the whole thing, that I'm like, I think that this is gonna show up. I think we're gonna hear this. Yeah, so we'll see.
Or what if it's a teaser? What if this sound isn't even on this album? It's in like, 2 albums from now. And they're like, didn't we tease you with this? Like,
you could technically be correct, because if the title track is like awesome, what they'll do is then in 2 albums put it on a Korean album in Korean.
Right.
So, they would do that. Let me grab the
can we not do that tonight? It's like 1:30 or it's like 12:30 and
all right. You're right. Yeah. Okay. All right. We will watch.
I got work in the morning. I got to wake up work in the 4 hours,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We will watch the Case 143 Japanese music video on the next episode. So if you want to hear it, you got to go to makeastay.com and, follow us there. Find the podcast, come to our Discord, hang out, have fun, post pictures of hot Korean boys. And not just stray kids. I mean, there's channels for all kinds of boys and a few girls.
We have off-topic channels. We have secret channels. We have SKZ content channels. We have other channels.
Introduction channels where you get to introduce yourself to everybody, and everybody's very nice.
Exactly. Yeah. Introduce yourself, and then I'll come in and I'll say one word, which is welcome.
He'll say welcome,
and then
you'll go back to playing forever. WoW. Rude.
No, I am genuine.
You genuinely are welcoming them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
Loot. Yeah. I need to go get loot. But right now I need to go get sleep.
Yeah. In a way, sleep is a kind of loot.
Yeah. It's a much needed loot that I get less of than I should, but
Same.
I do that to myself.
Yeah.
You did that to yourself too. Well, you and contributed.
Yeah, we had kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yep. Sloot.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you on the next episode. We're going to be watching more SKZ Code and finishing the SKZ Replay album, and it's going to be cool. Maybe there will be more content for The Sound. Who knows? But we'll see you then.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.